Hey guys, and a happy Thanksgiving to all y'all who are still American! Unlike you, Canada! Think you're special just because you have Thanksgiving first! America. Anyway, here I am on Thanksgiving Day recording a goddamn micro review because, yeah, I don't have time for anything else. But I really wanted to get something out to you guys because I know lately I have just been not here. And I think you know that. And that's okay though, because, like, it's not because I'm, depressed or anything. I'm just busy as fuck. So, things happen and that's fine. Real life calls. But here I am back again to do a micro review of a game that I absolutely would not be talking about if it had not been a request. So, yeah, Banjo Kazooie for the N64. It's weird. This game's so weird because I actually know a lot about it, but it has nothing to do with the fact that I really, I've played it that much because I really haven't. The main reason I know a lot about it is that it's one of those massive, I was about to say cult game, but it's really, I wouldn't call it a cult classic because it's still fairly mainstream, but at the same time it's not. It's weird. But it is fondly remembered by many as one of the best games on the N64 and arguably the best Rare game ever made. Now, I don't necessarily agree with either of those two claims, but I'm definitely not going to sit here during the review and tell you that this game is bad, because it ain't. It's good. I just don't really have that much to say about it, and honestly, it's not one of my favorite games to play, not because of anything inherently wrong with it, but because, as I've said in the past, outside of things named Sonic and Tomb Raider, I'm not a huge platformer person. And that's just what Banjo Kazooie is. And there's actually some beauty in its purity. In that regard, it does what it does, and it just does it really, really, really well. And it doesn't try to be anything outside of, that former medium. It doesn't try to do anything else with it. It goes straight for that. It does it in a more open fashion, similar to Mario 64 and Conquer and all those other platformers for the N64 that did the exact same thing. But this one, I feel like ironed out a lot of the problems with those other games. Mainly down to the camera, I think, is better in this game than compared to a lot of others. Mostly, not necessarily because it's good, because it's not, by today's standards at all. It's just the fact that you can control it. If you recall, I remember there were a lot of times in Mario 64 where the camera just would not let you move it. The game literally would tell you no. I never ran into a case where Banjo Kazooie would tell me no, and I could still move the camera most times to get a decent view of what I was trying to do. It's not great still, but it's an older platformer, and 3D platformers are still fairly new at this point. Not brand new, but still, they were still working on some kinks, so this game does it a lot better in the camera regard, I feel, than a lot of others did. Graphics and sound-wise, there are no complaints to be made here, simply because the graphics are probably some of the best you'll find in the N64, if I'm being completely honest. I like how smooth everything is. The textures are really, really nice. Everything flows together. The art direction is great. It looks like a classic Rare game, as you'd expect from, like, the classic Rare game, I feel. I mean, usually when people think of classic Rare platformers, their brains immediately go to Banjo Kazooie. It's like the one that's on the top of everybody's list. And sound, the music is very memorable. I think it's not really my thing, if I'm being completely honest, but you can remember it and recall it, and you can enjoy playing the game while you listen to it. It's got a nice style to it. It's got a cartoony atmosphere and a really great sense of humor, and that just adds to the overall flair of the game. And again, this game doesn't try to be anything that's not. It's beautiful in the fact that it's simple. It doesn't make it a point to be anything beyond your standard platformer fare. The whole point of the game is to run around, jump around, doing various different style of platforming moves, and collect stuff. The collection element is huge in this game. That is 90% of what you do. Which actually, I feel like, from what I remember, that's the one thing I didn't care for as a kid when I played this. I am not a big collectible person. I am not someone who goes out in platformers especially and tries to get all the items and collect everything. I bypass a lot of shit because I'm a very linear gamer. And in this game, you really can't be linear in it. It's impossible. Because the whole point is to look around and find everything, because the game literally won't let you progress until you get a certain amount of puzzle pieces or music notes or any other such thing they have you collect today. And there's quite a few different collectibles. And that is the game. So there's no way to be linear in this game, and that from what I remember, is the one thing I didn't like about it when I was younger. Playing it now, I was surprised by how much I didn't hate it. I was actually worried, really worried, when I first got this request. I was like, oh my god, I remember just not liking that game. And every time I go into a review and talk about a popular game that I don't like, people don't like it. And Banjo Kazooie, I feel, would be danger territory. But I was relieved and pleasantly surprised when I played it now and realized that I actually enjoyed it. It's a lot of fun for what it is. You just have to be able to appreciate what it is, I feel. I think a lot of modern gamers might have an issue with that. For me, it reminded me of playing, classic style platformers. Like, I honestly really like Mario 64. More than you'd think, coming from me, because I'm not a big Mario person. But I really like that game, and this game reminded me a lot of Mario 64, mostly because it's a platform done in the same style. It's an N64 platform, where we already went over. And so there was a bit of a nostalgia factor, more so than I could have expected, because I never owned an N64 when I was younger. I played this game at a friend's house, so that the fact that there was even a factor in that regard at all was pretty nice. As for things like plot, well, it's about this evil witch named Grunty who kidnaps Banjo's sister, and you have to go save her because Grunty really wants to be young again and wants to, switch ages with Banjo's sister, which is weird because, you see it happen, but Banjo's sister is, way younger than how Grunty turned out, so I'm kind of confused. It doesn't matter. It's a comedic experience, and it's not like dirty humor like Conquer was. This is more of a kid's game, but it's still funny, even if you're older. And, then you have the various different moves you can learn. That's another thing. You're basically collecting abilities, too, as far as I'm concerned. You go out, you find the molehills, so you can learn new abilities. So, you collect literally everything, even actions, in this game. And then, I just appreciate, Kazooie more so than I could have expected. To begin with, yes, I definitely chose to do this review on Thanksgiving Day because Kazooie looks a little bit like a turkey. Okay, not at all, but close enough. But in addition to that, Kazooie makes me laugh more than any other character in the game because Kazooie is a bitch. and that is fantastic. She's just so snarky. And she's not afraid to I'm just like, so even sometimes I'm just like, wow, that was totally unnecessary, because she just does not like that mole. I don't know what her issue is with that mole, but she's always just like, yeah, fuck off. And I don't know why, but it makes me laugh, and that's a good thing for any game. And it's not the kind of bad laugh, it's a good laugh because it's genuinely funny and genuinely fun to play. There's a lot of ways you can play the game now. I emulated it, so, there's that, but if you don't want to be a pirate, there's always Xbox Arcade. For what I remember, it's still on there, because Microsoft bought Rare, and with Rare came all of Rare's stuff. As such, Microsoft was able to re-release Banjo Kazooie, and I believe Banjo Tooie, on the Xbox Live Arcade, so if you own Xbox, I believe the 360, I'm not sure if it's available on the One yet, or even if it will be, you can totally go download the game and play it and have a lot of fun with it because it is an enjoyable experience. Very down-to-earth, simple game, but there's something to like about that. You gotta appreciate that for what it is, I feel. Anyway, till next time, this is Darkness, and I bid you all a fond farewell.